A 17-point swing in this second half. Looking for more. Carrington.
We're here with Pittsburgh's Bub Carrington, guard prospect in the 2024 NBA draft. So, Bub, thanks for joining us, man.
And I appreciate you guys for having me.
Yeah, so, for anybody maybe who hasn't watched you play before, how would you describe yourself?
I would describe myself as a pretty versatile guard. You can play with both 1 and 2. And I would describe myself as a pretty good decision maker. Wouldn't describe myself as like a superb athlete or anything like that, but like say I make pretty decent decisions on the court and can hit some shots.
Yeah, and that shows up on the film 100%. And I think it's a great opportunity to get into your film. And I think when people start breaking down your game and they watch the skills that you have, I think the thing that really stands out immediately before we get into the playmaking is just like you have a super nuanced pull-up scoring game. Like, this is a really valuable NBA skill. And I think that, you're arguably the best pull-up scorer in the entire draft.
Was wondering, when you're coming off of these ball screens, right? Where is your head at? What are you looking for? What are certain things that are important to you that you're trying to identify first?
Naturally, it honestly is to pass. Like I'm not really a score first mentality. I didn't grow up with that. I wasn't coached that way. But it's when you get to college, everything is so kind of like strategic and analytical. It's like it's based on the game. So like against Wake Forest, for example, since I'm just using them for example, right. Since the screen, they switched a lot and they played a deep drop. So in practices we went over, like you come off the screen, you gotta look to score because most of the time you're gonna be open. But like you go against like a UVA, for example, they're playing a big hedge, the bigs out there. It's like look to get off the ball quick. So I would say it's mainly strategic based on like what the team's doing. I'm looking at what the team's doing.
That's really, really good stuff. So take me through this one. You were doing some stuff off the bounce in this game. You had a nice little sequence there, especially in the second half. So you do have kind of more creative stuff too. So take me through this possession.
Honestly, I was just hoping this possession. I'm not gonna lie. I'm watching this now. I'm realizing like I didn't even use the screen well. Like I'm watching. This is really bad, but like I made the shot, so it's not as bad. But
yeah, but you were probably feeling it a little too because you had hit some shots already, right? Like sometimes it's okay to go hoop, like when you're feeling it, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. So I was definitely just feeling it right here. This was just.
So where's the bag come from?
My creativity, honestly, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't necessarily like drill. Like when me and my dad like work out and stuff, it's most of the simple stuff that you would see. Mm-hmm. So like I feel like it just comes from like a feel for the game and my creativity, because I don't really like drill a bunch of combo moves and things like that.
This is a crazy shot. Do you remember this shot?
I do actually.
Take me through this.
Honestly, when I got to half court and I seen that he was inside the 3-point line still, I just felt disrespected. So it was like, as you see, like he stopped inside the 3-point line. Like, why do you think you can stop right there? Like, I don't like how he did that. So it was
man, I like that mentality though, man. And this is a shot that you hit a lot. You felt comfortable with these pull-ups, and like this is not an easy shot to take. Like to have your momentum, stop on a dime, stay balanced, and then have a defender, whether this defender who's in your landing space and you get the N1 on the 3-point shot, never foul a 3-point shooter. But like for you to do this consistently, like you talked about, you don't necessarily drill some of the combo stuff that you do. Is this something that you work on?
Oh yeah, for surely. And I can remember the days vividly. I just running, just doing full court transition threes, trying to make 20, after the workout. Like I can remember those days. So this is, as you can see, like you said earlier, this is a shot I'm very comfortable with. Mm-hmm. If I could take this every time down, I would. So, and they know that. So like as you can see, no one on the court questioned it. Like it's a shot they know I drill. So
Now you talk about like playing pickup in the summer with your guys, and then you talk about like you really don't drill your like bag that much. Did you like? Is that how you honed your skills? Like, were you just playing pickup growing up?
Oh yeah, for sure. If between us, if I couldn't work out for the rest of my life and just play pickup, I would, honestly. Like I feel like I'm more of a like game.
You're a hooper.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like I'm just like a hooper, like, and so yeah, I was like, it definitely came from just playing like outside. Like where I grew up, it was a court like 2 blocks away, and I was there every day.
I like the fact that you can play off the ball too, because in the modern NBA, like I said, you're an 18-year-old kid right now. You're going to be going to the league. Like you might be playing with Kevin Durant, you know, and Booker. Like you might be playing with Luka or Trae Young or whoever, right? Like, so you're not going to have the keys right away necessarily in the same way that you did this year. So I like the fact that you can kind of play off movement and like, you know, this isn't necessarily like a movement 3 where you're catching a pass, but like you're coming off movement and taking a tough off balance shot off a DHO and stuff. And I think that that's stuff that you're going to be able to do more consistently at the next level when you are like splitting ball handling reps. So like, what is the process like for you of like shooting off movement? Do you feel comfortable? Do you think that like that's something you can really add to your game and like show more of at the next level?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's honestly maybe like the second, third strongest part of my game. It's like you said, I was on ball a lot, so I wasn't really able to showcase it as much. But I feel like at a young age, like me and my dad, like we just worked on kind of like a strong like shooting base, and it didn't really matter from what angle or what side, what leg, like I was shooting from. If I was able to get to what I get to, I have a pretty good chance of it looking good and going in.
Yeah. And you know what, like, I want to ask you a question about kind of the off-ball shooting. So like looking at your catch and shoot splits, you shot a better percentage guarded than unguarded. And I was in the gym with Peyton Sanford from Iowa, who's like, you know, he got a strap.
Yeah.
Maybe the best shooter, one of the best shooters in the draft, easily, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like you took tough shots this year, man. Like you know, dudes were draped all over you. Like you got to get used to shooting open shots again. Like, do you feel more comfortable shooting with a contest or like with a hand in your face versus like wide open right now? Or is that just like, you know, it's just variance, like, you know, that'll all even out?
I do feel like I shoot better contested, honestly. I feel like when I'm open, especially like when it's catch and shoot, I just feel like I just be in my head. Like, I feel like I think about it too much, honestly. And, you know, when someone's guarding you, you're just in the midst of the game. So it just feels smoother. Like with the catch and shoot, it just doesn't feel as smooth during the season. That's what I've been working on for the draft. So I feel like I'm comfortable now, but during the season, yeah, I definitely was.
Something that I was going to ask, we were talking about the movement shooting, but also next level, it's going to be farther out. The 3-point line is going to be farther out. You're going to be shooting from deeper. I know you have range on your jumper, but I was wondering how much of that is in your head as well, right? Preparing for being prepared to shoot for more, like just straight up deeper outside.
Honestly, I'm not really concerned on that. Okay. Like I actually have range. I feel like I just didn't showcase it as much because we had someone that had a plethora of range.
Yep.
So like I feel like I'm getting pretty adjusted to a new line pretty well. Like I said, I've been working on it, especially the last 6 weeks. So it's kind of my line now. Like I don't really second guess walking into a gym and shooting from it.
Now, all right, take me through this because we touched on like your ball screen offense a little bit. We saw you break down like a switch and like get a look off. This is super advanced stuff. Like you got to tell me who you watch that you get this stuff from, because the patience, like, I mean, the snake, the putting guys in jail. Who are you watching that you're getting this stuff from?
I wouldn't necessarily say I'm watching anybody. It's just kind of,
it's natural.
I mean, I would be lying if I said I didn't do this in a workout or two, but I mean, it's not like anything I.
This looks like CP.
I've been told quite a few times actually, but And I just found out that CP went to Wake Forest. Like, I didn't watch much first ball, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, he'd been in the league probably
Long time.
as long as you've been alive.
Literally. No.
Literally.
Yeah, he got drafted the year I was born.
Yeah. But I'd imagine one of the things you probably have heard maybe from, NBA teams is, do you ever feel like you maybe are settling? Because like this is a good shot, right? But is there anything you would do differently if you got this one back?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially against a defender like DJ Burns. Like I feel like I definitely bailed out a few guys this year. And this was actually this was actually a turning point for me because I watched this game a lot. And this was at this point in the season, I realized like I gotta start like really taking guys to the rack. Like I bail a lot of guys out, trust living and dying by that pull up.
That's a clean look. And that's going to be the type of shots that you're still going to take at the next level. Like we said, maybe you settled, but this is what it looks like when you don't settle, right?
Yeah.
You got that jump and now you're at the rack.
Exactly. No reason to settle.
Against the same team, same defender. Yeah.
Right. Same thing. Like he's late to rotate, right?
I told you, once I seen him again, like I was not going to keep them.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like that recognition is important because I think like I've coached high school basketball for 10 years. So like I see how quickly like young dudes can just like the light bulb can go off, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, he doesn't do that anymore. Like he doesn't make that mistake anymore. Like he repped it out enough. So yeah, I think like especially against the same team in a similar situation where he's a little bit late. Obviously, he's not the quickest guy ever. Obviously, for a guy his size, he's an unbelievable mover, right? But like he could move. Like I've seen him in person too, so like it's even more impressive when you see it in person. But still, you're quick, you're long, and that's an easy opportunity to get a paint touch. Because good things happen when you get a paint touch. Now you're deadly in this mid range area, and but I think you have really good touch on floaters too. You maybe didn't like bust it out as much as you do on your pull-ups because even when you get deep, you still pull up. Do you think this is a shot that you're going to maybe utilize a little bit more at the next level?
100%. And along with catch and shoot threes, it's the only thing I've been working on with my floater. Like fun stat, actually. I think I was like 4 for 5 on floaters this year. The only one I missed, I airball. So like, I was my floater game is pretty good. It's just like you said.
Yeah, you got good touch.
Yeah, I just felt so comfortable with the pull up. It just felt more natural. But it's something I've definitely been working on.
And I think this is why it's important because at the next level, it's going to lead to this right here, where now you're taking advantage of getting downhill, getting in these 2-on-1s. Oh, not a floater, it's a lob.
Yeah.
Like this is like Emmanuel Quickly is really good at this, right? Like Trae Young, and I think just being unpredictable in what you're going to do. Like obviously, you could have pulled here at that right elbow. He's in a deep drop. You got him on his toes. Like you could have settled for that, but getting a little bit deeper, getting a good look in a tight game like this, leading to the most efficient shot in basketball. I think this is like you're going to be really hard to guard when you are getting downhill. And now you have, all right, I don't know if he's going to pull up. I don't know if he's going to go to the float. And then we got athletes at the next level who are going to go up and you can just throw it up and they're going to go get it, right? The other thing I think that you've probably heard feedback on is your finishing, right? Like we talked about the need to get into the paint. You're about 50% on finishes this year. What are the areas that you think like are going to improve your ability to finish at the rim?
I would say comfortability, honestly. Like people talk about my size a lot, but like people don't know, like I just got to this size like a few months ago, honestly. Like, and I'm still kind of growing. So like my whole life, I've always been a small guard. So naturally I wasn't going in there a lot, especially to go finish. I was going in there to pass. So really kind of just getting comfortable with my size. Like I said, like I'm not a super athlete, but I'm athletic enough. And I feel like I have pretty decent touch. So just getting comfortable with going down there, I feel like it's just going to help a lot.
And at the combine, you weighed in at 195, right? And it seems like
Yeah.
you're bulking up a little bit. You talk to us a little bit about the workout regimen, what you're doing right now to continue to add mass and bulk.
Yeah, so it's pretty much been a lift and 1 or 2 on-court workouts a day with a lot of eating, obviously. So, I mean, that's pretty much all you can do as an athlete. So, and I've been trying to just be consistent and disciplined in that.
For sure. But like, on this possession, again, really late in the season, I think you said this is the last game of the season, right? Like now you're going right into the contact there.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is what I like to see. Because the potential there is for it. And like Baycott is an older college player who's strong, right? Like experienced, and you're going right through him. You got the mentality for it, like, right? Like at the next level, like you see Rudy there, you see Vic there, like,
yeah,
you gonna go at him?
Oh yeah, for surely. Yeah, like I'm not going to duck nothing. I'm gonna play smart, at the end of the day. But like, I'm gonna show you who I am a few times too. You're not just going to discredit me.
I want to get into your passing a little bit, because I think that, like the pull up stuff is cool, but like if all you're doing is shooting, trying to score, like that's kind of like an outdated archetype in the NBA, right? And like if you're going to play with the ball in your hands, you got to be able to make guys better. So take me through this possession here.
Well, first things first, we needed a rebound.
Rebound. Yep.
I went in there really like hungry for a rebound.
Give me that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then second thing, I've always been taught as soon as you get the board, pick your head up. Like that's just one of the first things I've been taught. So I seen him down there naked. Let's make that pass. Let's get it. Let's get to it.
Yeah. It's like Chino Hill's offense right there. Right? Like, those just throw it ahead. But I like it. Again, I think the rebounding is an underrated part of your game, because you could talk about like, your weight and all that, but like you were out there going after rebounds, like over 5 rebounds a game. Yep. is no joke from the guard spot, and then the hit ahead, quick decision, eyes up. I love it. Then I like this one because you're gonna reward your big.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, you remember this one?
Yeah, I remember this one.
Like, take me through it. How important is it to like reward your rim runners?
Oh, it's very important. Very, very much important, especially for the bigs that we had. Like we played, their usage was pretty high. So whenever I could like try to get them an easy one, I definitely looked for it, because they worked hard for sure.
Yeah, that's it, right? Like they're going to work hard defensively at the rim, playing defense. Like you got to get them some easy ones. Now, getting into some of the half court stuff. Again, we get back into your ability to play in the pick and rolls. What are you seeing? I'm
seeing that. So the Wake Forest scout was that the big is usually in a like really deep drop. Like Efton Reed is usually like where the ACC is, and I peeped it earlier in the game that he was kind of up. So I was like, when I get to this again, Fetty's gonna have a running start as someone that's gonna have to back up to contest him at the rim. So yeah, I thought make this early pass, get Fed like an opportunity to make a move, was open.
That's tough. And then, we talked about you're 6'5" with length. So take me through this possession here. Again, you talked about Virginia earlier. They might send like a different coverage at you. So what are you seeing?
Initially, I'm seeing that I didn't use the ball screen really well, so I was going to try to actually create. But G came and set a screen on his own. I didn't call for it. He came and set a screen, but like I said, it's Virginia, so. And I knew that they were definitely going to get a little mixed up with G being like such a threat on the outside as well, and he was actually going to slip. We told him like to slip the ball screens all game, so I knew that was going to be open as soon as he came over.
If you can, Corey mentioned it before, but the size definitely has to help, right? Like for me, I'm a Knicks fan, watching my Knicks, and sometimes, with the smaller guards, when you get blitz like this, it can be a little bit harder. But I think watching your film, I think the size and the length that you have definitely was a huge advantage, especially in situations like this. Can you speak to some of that advantage that you have?
I would say it's definitely a bit of an advantage, just having a different field of vision than others. But I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a huge advantage, because whether I'm 6'5" or 6'3", all the bigs are 7 feet regardless. So it's like, it's like, I mean, I guess it's a little bit better, but at the end of the day, what advantage do I really have over you?
And then, you know, I think these kind of reads are so important at the next level. And it's a really advanced read for NBA veterans, let alone, you know, a teenager in college. So take me through this possession. What are you reading from the defense here?
That low man, exactly who caused the shot. I was reading Ishman. Like I said, we have Blake at the top, so I knew that X wouldn't really be there because you're not leaving Blake if you're smart. So I was reading that low man if he was going to stay long or if he was just going to quick shell, and he stayed. So I knew Ish was going to be open.
And then to finish off the offense here, this one's tough. Do you remember this play?
Oh yeah, I do.
Take me through this one. Is this just like, this is that field, this is the hooper, like the Hooper vision right here?
Yeah. Like I said, like after that shot I took earlier in the game, I was starting to come downhill more. Like this is literally like a couple minutes later. So like I said, I was just getting downhill. I kind of got stuck, honestly. Like I said, it was really just a hooper still. Knowing someone was going to be over there. I know it was Blake though, so that helps. I knew someone was over there.
But the left hand,
yeah,
and we could pull up other clips. Like that's something that you feel comfortable with passing with either hand.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now I want to talk about your defense a little bit because obviously, like young guard at the next level teams are, you know, they're gonna look at you and be like, all right, well, we're going to go at the rookie. So talk to me a little bit just like about your mentality on defense and like what that process was like having to defend, you know, dudes every night that can really hoop and how you think you've kind of evolved on that end over the course of the season.
Honestly, that was just, so like I said, my dad was a coach. I grew up playing for him. Obviously, he coached me all. And like I said, I wasn't always this kind of skilled. I wasn't always this size. The only way my own father would play me is if I could stop the team's best player. So that defense was always just instilled in me. Like, you got to be able to guard. Like, no matter what position you want to play, no matter what level you want to take it, like, defense is always going to be there. And he always preached that. So, I mean, it's a mentality too. Like, I hate when people score me. I truly do. So why not work as hard as I can to prevent that from happening?
Take me through this one. Shifty downhill guard. What are you trying to make him do here?
I'm trying to make him just take a tough shot. He's known for kind of finishing over people, kind of hitting tough shots, and I'm kind of trying to make him do just that. Just make him as uncomfortable as I can. Just stay solid, obviously.
Just stay stout, yeah, because he's a guy too that draws a ton of fouls.
Yeah, you gotta stay solid against him.
Right.
I don't even think I jumped for his layup. Yeah, I didn't even jump. I was scared he was gonna pump fake.
But that's you got the hands up length.
Yeah. Okay, the length helps there, definitely. I didn't have to jump it.
But, you know, I did want to say, like, you went up against a lot of tough guards in the ACC. You know, you're going up against guys like Judah Mintz and RJ Davis, Hunter Salas, right? Like, competition stuff. You talked about it before, right? In the beginning, offensively, you felt like there was a little bit of an adjustment period, realizing that, you know, things are super strategic, whatever. Did you feel like there was a little bit of a learning curve for you on the defensive side as well?
Yeah, I do. And I feel like it was just with the fact that, like, you know, like in high school, everyone's pretty much the same. You don't really game plan. You know, you just kind of go out there and play, well, depending on the school you go to. And that was exactly the school I went to. So
teams are going to game plan for you.
Exactly. Like, teams are going to game plan, and we game plan. So it's like, I would say the adjustment period was just the fact that, like, I'm not going to be playing the same way every night. Like, I got to get used to doing things that you don't really do.
Now, this next one, I'm going to try to guess what happens here, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. I don't know if you remember this one. Is your big calling out and you're just trying to cheat it?
Yeah. He's telling me the screen's coming, but I accidentally, like, told me the wrong way. So then, like, you know, you mess up with a great player like that, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, but you had good reps on him too. Like you made him work for it, right? Like I like this. And I think the thing that stands out, just like one, your ability to recover with length, but two, like your ability to kind of like get skinny, chasing guys around screens. So like I think, sometimes look, you're going to get hit with a screen by a big dude sometimes, blind. And as you get stronger, maybe you could fight through it a little quicker. But like when you see a screen coming, I don't know, do you feel like your ability to operate a screen on offense kind of helps you defend it at all?
It does. I feel like because you just know what you don't want to go against, so just do it. Do it to them. 9 times out of 10 they don't want to go against it either. So I think that helps a lot.
So what do you not like? Like what do you not like when a guy guards you on a ball screen? Like what is he doing to blow up your stuff that you're like, damn man, like chill?
Getting physical early, I would say. So like not really letting you take that direction you want to take to get to the screen. And then no one likes when you fight over the screen. Everyone would like to be wide open, but no one truly is. So really just like you said, just getting in their space. No one likes, everyone's claustrophobic on the basketball court. They say they not, everyone is.
But I like this, like pausing it right here. Like, look at you. You're like low in your stance. Like you're ready to move. Like I think the one thing, like obvious, I think that you were a good defender this year, and you'll continue to get better on that end. But the thing, you were always given the effort, which I think is important. And then again, closing out, contesting. That's that's a really good possession against a really tough guard who's making you work on the ball and off the ball. Now, take me through this one. Is this just like a tough shot maker, or is there something you do different here?
Yeah, that's just a tough shot. Like, yeah, you can't really do nothing. I don't think I can really do much about that one. He a tough shot.
Maybe just that's going to come with strength, right? Like continuing to get stronger. Maybe you can bump him off the spot a little bit, as that happens. But again, I think this is good defense for sure. Look at you. You're competing. That's a tough shot. That's a tough bucket.
You're there all the way.
And then I think the last question that teams will have is like switchability. And I love this possession. I love the fight. Harrison Ingram, I think you guys are around probably the same height. He might have like an inch and a half on you or whatever, but he's got a lot of weight. He's long. Like, take me through, what are you trying to do against a dude like this who's strong?
Just got nut up. I mean, not much else to it. Just it's about pride. When it get down low, it's about pride. I feel like who's bigger? You feel me? Like who's more prideful? I feel like so. That's how I take it whenever I try to get post up or someone try to post me up.
So what are you trying to do? Like when somebody is posting you up, like what are you doing defensively to try to like, hold your ground or make the guy work?
I would say stay long. I feel like, like don't give him any angles. Also, don't give him no easy angles to the basket. Mm-hmm. Make him like right there. He spun, but like if I was 2 inches higher, like the spun would have put him right at the square. So I feel like just moving your feet to a point where they can't get easy angles to the basket, that's going to most likely help you out.
I also like on that last play, like I like at the top that you were fighting to try to kind of make him maybe not catch the ball where he wants to, kind of get him off his spot. And you're trying to deny a little bit there. So that's a part of the fight, right? That's a part of that dog that we're talking about, right? If he doesn't catch the ball at the spot that he wants, then he's not comfortable. He's not where wants to be. And that's kind of half the battle right there too. So, but according to you, what do you think is the most underrated aspect of your game?
I would say my most underrated aspect of my game is putting my teammates in positions to be successful. Like I feel like a lot of players can get caught up like in games, especially just thinking about yourself, and that's natural. I mean, you're the one playing your own game, so like I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but like I feel like I do something that most people don't, and that's think for others. And like it's like a lot of the times, like when my teammates are doing something or they're where like I pass it to or like they're going off or something, like I don't take credit for it because obviously they're still the ones doing it, but I would kind of be the ones guiding them in that direction. Like, hey, like this is probably about to happen. Like you should do this, or like they're about to run this play, stand right there to take it away. Like, I feel like that's really underrated because, like, not a lot of people see it. Like, not like we're all mic'd up or anything, so people don't necessarily see it, but I do it often, and it usually works. So I would say that's probably my most underrated aspect.
Now, last question before we get you out of here. If a team, and I'm sure you've had to answer this question, over the last couple of weeks, but like if a team is investing in Bub Carrington, sell me on why they should invest in you.
Listen, I can tell you everything about this guy, but at the end of the day, you just want a simple, good guy in your organization. That's what you're getting all around, on and off the court. I feel like, and that shows in how I play, and that shows in how I move. Like, good guys look out for others. I pass the ball, look out for others. Good guys know how to sacrifice. I feel like I know how to sacrifice. I feel like I know how to kind of be selfish. I feel like I know how to maneuver people, and I feel like I know how to make the best out of little. And that's what you're going to get, because no matter who you are, what organization you are, like you said, you're going to hit a wall of some sorts. And if you have Bub Carrington on your side, you're not hitting the wall. You're just stubbing your toe.
Bub, man, I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to chop it up with us, man. This was so much fun, picking your mind, breaking down film, seeing your mentality, seeing your sense of humor and your personality too, right? Like, I think that comes off, and that charisma, it's almost like quarterback charisma almost, right? Like, and when you're a point guard, you're the quarterback on the court. So we appreciate you coming on the No Ceilings film session and chopping it up, man.
I appreciate you guys for having me. This was a lot of fun.